I'm going to be writing for the Mexican Reviews.
And I'm Derek, and I'm going to be writing for the Mexican Reviews.
We're going to be talking about The Lovely Bones.
The Lovely Bones is a movie about a young girl named Susie Salmon. She one day is walking home from school. She goes to the cornfield. She sees her neighbor, Mr. Harvey. And Mr. Harvey has been working on this creation that he's been making day and night. And Susie Salmon happens to walk by him. Mr. Harvey invites her to go into the shed.
You got some food? I'm hungry.
Invites her to go to the shed and
grilled cheese in the bag. Bro, pass it.
As I was saying.
Yes, bro.
As I was saying. Don't worry, man. I got you. As I was saying, she's invited to the shed, and when she gets in, sooner or later she gets into the shed with Mr. Harvey, and she's skeptical and awkward of what's happening. She wants to leave. She gets frustrated and wants to leave. So he refused her the opportunity of leaving. So she gets frustrated and she hits Mr. Harvey where it hurts, and then she runs for her life. She books it.
The audience is my song.
And the clip just ends there. The audience doesn't know if she's alive or not, but later the plot shows that she did die. She was raped and murdered. My thesis for the entire film is that it shows realistic characterization,
Relevant characters, and dramatic setting.
Like in this clip shown right here, dramatic setting is really enhanced in the film. For example, dramatic setting is shown by when the victims are shown of where they were buried. You know, it's kind of like sad, and the leaves are flying off of them because they're dead. And this really shows dramatic setting because it's really dramatic of how they died. You know. Next, realistic characterization. Realistic characterization is shown a lot in Mr. Harvey's behavior. Mr. Harvey's behavior is shown a lot because he's very intricate and very neat and clean with everything that he does. So this shows a lot of realistic characterization because the audience can really understand his behavior.
Next.
Relevant characters. Relevant characters is really shown in the Salmon family. The Salmon family has really been affected by her death, right? So relevant characters are really shown because the audience can really relate to, or society can really relate to how they are feeling, how their entire life has become disrupted, you know, by this sad event. You got it, bro?
Oh, it's my turn? Okay. Ways for the movie to improve is, first of all, more direct detail, okay? An example of this is when it's showing Susie's murder. That's the problem, it doesn't show it, okay? In order for the directors to get more emotion out of the viewer, show how she got murdered.
Duh.
So that's one, okay? Another one is to show more realistic special effects. There was this one part of the movie where the mountains were moving really fast. Really? Where the mountains were moving really fast, the clouds were moving really fast, and it was just not realistic, obviously. The directors need to make it more realistic in order for us viewers to understand that this stuff actually happens in the real world. Pedophiles, child predators, murders, this happens in the real world. Lastly, another way for them to improve is through more emotion through the characters. An example of this, bro, this is my song. Another emotion through characters. For example, when Susie dies, when the parents find out that Susie dies, that Susie is murdered, the mom shows the least emotion when she should be showing the most emotion. That should be when the dad and the daughter are coping, she should be coping right with them, but she just isolates herself away from it. So my thesis is that the movie should be more improved from direct detail. Bro,
Stop. More
direct detail, more emotion in characters, and more realistic what is it called? More realistic effects, special effects.
So, as I was saying, realistic characterization.
So, overall, I don't recommend this. This doesn't go hard, bro.
Anyways, as I was saying, realistic characterization, dramatic setting, relevant characters is really shown in this film. It's really shown, right? So the main reasons for my review is because I really just analyzed the characters and their interactions with each other, right? And overall, I do recommend this book because it can really impact one tremendously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Derek, I'm Jackson. Good night. Case closed.